Hello and welcome to the show. Jason Carp Esquire here from the Public Safety Network, giving you PSN news of the day. Our nod to public safety. You give me 3 minutes, I'm going to blow you mind with the latest and greatest public safety news. Let's jump into it. COVID is impacting first responders inordinately in certain circumstances, namely responders engaged in responding to the 9/11 disaster, who may have compromised health issues or immune systems are being inordinately affected by COVID-19 and are being stricken with this horrible virus. Not unheard of, given that we know that folks with compromised immune systems are more at risk, but these folks were heroes once, they're heroes again. What does that say? It says we need to be cognizant of people who are compromised, particularly on the front lines, and ensure we're doing everything we can to protect them. Having a similar issue with the Secret Service that has been accompanying President Trump and Vice President Pence on many of their public outings. We're seeing a significant number of coming down with COVID. They are exposed to the public and being exposed to infected individuals, presumably attending these events in much more close proximity as they're protecting White House staff, and they're getting sick with COVID. To me, that's a problem. That's not what they're there for. They're there to keep our White House staffers safe. Public safety are meant to keep us safe. It's our job, whether we're community agencies, federal, state, to keep our first responders, keep our public safety women and men safe from this disease. So incumbent upon us to do everything we can to make sure we're providing them with PPE and not putting them in situations that are overly endangering their lives. They are out there every day trying to save and protect ours, and we have to recognize that. So really important. In a good news front, the U.S. Marshal Service, in conjunction with local authorities in Georgia, broke a sex trafficking ring with a big raid, saved over 39 missing children who had been kidnapped. Phenomenal work. Apparently, this was in the works for about 2 weeks. Great coordination between the federal and state level. This is the way it should be. There are thousands and thousands of missing children every year. So would love to see more and more of this collaboration. I love to see it when state and federal are working well together and they're collaborating together, helping each other to be successful. And this is a good news story. Let's hope we see more of that. What else is going on? In Virginia, lawmakers in the Senate have passed a bill, it's not a law yet, a bill that would preclude law enforcement for making traffic stops for minor, physical infractions like the license plate light is not illuminated and those kinds of things, as well as not allow for additional searches based on the suspicion of or smell of marijuana. And they are trying to preclude using that as a pretext for racially motivated searches and behaviors. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. The House is expected to pass a similar bill next week, and so we could see this signed into law very soon here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I expect that we'll see other laws like this similarly passed throughout the United States. It'll be interesting to see what the impact is on these traffic stops going forward. But this is all part of this police reform effort. And, we just have to kind of wait and see how it all plays out and see what's working and where do we need to come together to make improvements. Last thing I want to focus on today, I want to spend a little time on what they're doing in Mesquite, Texas, the fire department down there, or I should say the multiple departments down in Mesquite. They are focused heavily on protection of firefighters and cancer and firefighter safety. And as you all know, in the fire service, cancer has become the #1 killer for firefighters, along with heart attack and stroke. Exposure to toxic, hazardous materials on an ongoing basis. This accumulates over time and causes significant problems. So Mesquite has invested over $400,000 in upgrading their departments for using a three-pronged process to help keep our firefighters safe. And I think it's worth spending a little time on, because I think this could be the model. This really is where all fire agencies need to be going forward, given what we know at this point. We know way too much not to take these actions to protect all firefighters. So first, what are they doing? They're duplicating turnout gear. So for every firefighter, they're going to have 2 sets of their turnout gear for every 24-hour shift, and their bunker gear. Really important, as you know, you go out to a fire and you get covered in carcinogenic materials. And if that turnout gear isn't able to be cleaned before you're going back out again, you're constantly exposed to those chemicals and the toxicity of it all. So having backup turnout gear, and they've also installed new industrial washing machines specializing in cleaning this turnout gear and removing carcinogens from it. Excellent step for prong 1. Prong 2 is their SCBA scrubbers. So the Mesquite is one of 3 municipal fire agencies in Texas that is installed the Solo Rescue Decon washer, which sounds pretty impressive. But apparently this device is an automated device that significantly improves cleaning SCBA equipment over hand washing, and can be used for other equipment, gloves, boots, helmets, and all of that can be used in an automated cleaning situation for using this device, the Decon washer. So again, really important that we're providing our firefighters with safe equipment and ensuring that it's clean, and that we're not inadvertently having them inhale and be exposed to hazardous materials. And then finally, they have created a exhaust system in the departments. And this exhaust system is basically equipment that attaches to the exhausts of the vehicles and vents the exhaust out of the department, so that where firefighters and EMTs and paramedics, where they're aggregated and congregating, they're not breathing in the harmful fumes that are permeating throughout the building. They've also separated the residential portion and the kitchen and the social areas from the working areas in this instance, to make sure that there's no cross-contamination, not only for the firefighters, but for visitors and others who are coming to the facility. So I think this is an excellent step that's being taken in Mesquite, Texas. Kudos to you in protecting our first responders and men and women on the line. This is a epidemic. It truly is, in terms of how it's impacting the fire service. Every agency needs to do what they can, work with their municipalities to get the funding necessary to put these kinds of basic measures in place. As I said, this should be the norm today. This is not, given what we know, this is what every fire agency should look like. So on that note, you do your laundry, keep it clean, keep a firefighter safe. It's been fabulous seeing you all today. I appreciate your attendance as usual. I am Jason Karp, Esquire, from the Public Safety Network. This has been the news of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. Be good, and if you can't be good, be careful.